Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. For the purposes of debate only, I yield the customary 30 minutes to the gentleman from Oklahoma, pending which I yield myself such time as I may consume. During consideration of this resolution, all time is yielded for the purposes of debate only. I ask unanimous consent that all members be given 5 legislative days within which to revise and extend their remarks.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, on Monday, the Rules Committee met and reported a rule, H.R. 431, providing for consideration of H.R. 2740, making appropriations for the Departments of Labor, Health and Human Services, and Education, and related agencies for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2020, and for other purposes, and House Resolution 430, authorizing the Committee on the Judiciary to initiate or intervene in judicial proceedings to enforce certain subpoenas and also for other purposes. The rule provides for consideration of H.R. 2740 under a structured rule, self-executes Chairwoman Lowy's Manager's Amendment, and makes in order 106 different amendments. The rule provides 1 hour of general debate equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking members of the Appropriations Committee, and provides that they may offer up to 15 pro forma amendments, each for the purposes of debate. The chair of the Appropriations Committee may also offer amendments en bloc, consisting of amendments made in order by the rule and not earlier disposed of. Additionally, the rule provides for consideration of House Resolution 430 under a closed rule, with 1 hour of debate equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking members of the Rules Committee. Mr. Speaker, this rule pairs 2 bills which demonstrate the commitment of the House majority both to make strong progress for the American people in the areas of health, labor, and education, at the same time that we defend the Constitution of the United States and the rule of law against the obstructionism and the lawlessness of the executive branch of government. Let's start with H.R. 2740, which is designed to make government work for our people. It provides $189.9 billion in discretionary funding for the Department of Labor, the Department of Education, and the Department of Health and Human Services. It increases investment in the National Institutes of Health, our country's preeminent medical research agency, a national treasure which is headquartered in Bethesda, Maryland, in my district, to support research for Alzheimer's disease, HIV, AIDS, breast cancer, colon cancer, cystic fibrosis, multiple sclerosis, childhood cancer, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, mental health, suicide prevention, the Cancer Moonshot Initiative. The people of NIH and their network of allied entities and agencies and supported universities and research labs across the country are making profound progress in the struggle to uplift the health of the people against all of the killer diseases of our time. And for the first time in more than 20 years, this bill contains funding to support gun violence and firearm injury prevention research, and we are proud of that. This legislation increases funding for Department of Education programs to help America's children succeed, providing critical resources for elementary and secondary schools, special ed programs, and federal student aid. Importantly, the bill increases the maximum Pell Grant to help America's college and graduate students keep pace with inflation and the high cost of living. H.R. 2740 also provides $56.4 billion in funding for the State Department, USAID, and the U.S. Institute of Peace. We're making major strategic investments in diplomacy, global health, and international basic education, the crucial ingredients for maintaining peace and security around the world. This legislation provides essential humanitarian assistance and critical funding to improve maternal and child health, to fight diseases like malaria, and to support women's reproductive health and literacy across the globe. We know that the key to improving social and economic development around the world is the education of women and the investment in family planning programs and literacy about procreation. Additionally, this legislation renews our nation's commitment to addressing the climate crisis by investing in directives on adaptation and renewable energy. It also prohibits the use of any government funds to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. Now, on the other legislation, which deals with contempt, Mr. Speaker, we know from Special Counsel Mueller's report that there was a sweeping and systematic assault on America's elections in 2016. There was a conscious effort and plan by Vladimir Putin and the GRU to undermine and destabilize the American elections by interfering and hacking into the Democratic National Committee, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, Hillary Clinton's offices, to inject poisonous ideological propaganda into the body politic of America through Facebook, through Twitter, through YouTube, and other social media entities, and then to directly hack into the state boards of election. The Department of Justice launched a special counsel inquiry. It was a Republican Attorney General who named a Republican special counsel, Mr. Mueller, to do it. The President of the United States, according to Special Counsel Mueller's report, engaged in at least 10 different episodes of efforts to interfere with that investigation, to obstruct justice. And we received that report a couple months ago from the special counsel. In the aftermath of it, President Trump said, quote, "We are fighting all subpoenas," and declared that there would be no cooperation from the executive branch with legislative branch subpoenas, with our demands for documents, with our demands for witnesses, with our demands for testimony from the executive branch. He said, "I don't want people testifying, and there is no reason to go any further." And since then, they've drawn a curtain down over the executive branch of government and defied the lawful orders of the Congress of the United States. The Trump administration is stonewalling from pillar to post congressional investigations, defying validly issued congressional subpoenas. So, for example, Attorney General Barr is refusing to produce the full unredacted Mueller report and the related underlying evidence to the House Judiciary Committee. Every other independent special counsel had simply turned their report over to Congress, and Congress did the redactions, but Attorney General Barr engaged in a series of games with the Congress of the United States and confused the American public, as Special Counsel Mueller complained in a letter that he sent to the Attorney General. He is also defying a House Intelligence Committee subpoena directing him to turn over documents and materials related to Special Counsel Mueller's investigation, including all counterintelligence and foreign intelligence materials produced during the investigation. Don McGahn, the former White House counsel, has defied a subpoena issued by the House Judiciary Committee without any substantial legal basis at all. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin is defying a subpoena from the House Ways and Means Committee, directing him to produce the president's tax returns under a statute which makes it crystal clear that Congress has a right to obtain the tax returns of the president or any other citizen of the United States. Commerce Secretary Ross and Attorney General William Barr are refusing to comply with duly authorized bipartisan subpoenas from the House Oversight and Reform Committee, which is investigating the administration's shadowy and illicit efforts to add an illegitimate citizenship question to the 2020 census completely outside of the Administrative Procedures Act process, and several district courts have struck that down. But in any event, the administration is refusing to turn over evidence, relevant evidence to Congress about this effort to impose the citizenship question on the census. The administration is refusing to turn over documents, witnesses, and testimony relating to the corruption of the security clearance process in the White House Personnel Office. There were 25 different individuals who were denied security clearance by the professional staff in the White House Personnel Office, who were then overruled by President Trump or political appointees. We are trying to get information as to what was the basis for the original denial. It was likely conflict with foreign governments or financial conflicts of interest. It might also have been drug or alcohol problems, but we want to get the details of each one, and then we want to know if there's any written documentation of why the president and his subordinates overturned those. In all of these cases, Mr. Speaker, the executive branch of government has followed President Trump's orders to say simply, we're not going to turn anything over to Congress. Now understand, the Supreme Court of the United States has held that it is an essential and integral aspect of legislative power to engage in investigation and fact-finding. That's how the people's representatives are able to legislate. We are able to get information. But if you shut down our ability to get information, we cannot engage in lawmaking. And for that reason, we've begun to win in all of these federal district court cases where we're going out to try to get this information. But, Mr. Speaker, we cannot tie up the floor of the House of Representatives every time the executive branch decides to follow the order of the president and simply deny us the information that we seek. My friends across the aisle know from the Fast and Furious investigation, the Hillary Clinton email investigation, the Benghazi investigation, it is Congress's right to investigate and to obtain the documents that it wants. And they obtained millions of documents in those investigations. And we had a right to get them then, and we have a right to get all of these documents now. Mr. Chairman, this legislation will give the power, first of all, to the Judiciary Committee to follow through on the subpoenas that it is issued. It will also empower and authorize each chair of the House of Representatives to enforce their lawful subpoenas that are being dishonored and violated by the executive branch of government. So, we're very proud to bring forward these two pieces of legislation, one which makes good on our commitment to the American people to continue to make progress in the fields of education, healthcare, labor, scientific and medical research, at the same time that we defend the Constitution, the rule of law, the prerogatives and powers of Congress against the lawlessness and the obstructionism of this administration. We are the preeminent and primary branch of government. The very first sentence of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union and establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility and provide for the common defense and promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do hereby and ordain the Constitution of the United States. The second sentence that follows is all legislative power is vested in the Congress of the United States. The sovereign power of the people comes right through the preamble into Article 1, establishing us as the representatives of the people. And then you get dozens of paragraphs setting forth all of the powers of Congress to declare war, to raise revenues, to write budgets, to impeach the president or other executive branch officials who commit high crimes and misdemeanors, and to remove them in the Senate, to set up a post office, to govern the seat of government, and to establish a capital city. Those are the prerogatives and powers of Congress. Then you get to Article 2, and Article 2 fixes the powers of the president. And what is the president's core responsibility? To take care that the laws are faithfully executed. That's the president's job, to take care that the laws are faithfully executed. And it's even in Article 2 that the president can be impeached in Section 4. Just to make clear, the president works for the Congress doesn't work for the president, and we, the Congress, work for the people. That's what it means to have a representative democracy. We work for the people. Now we have a president who is in an unprecedented, wholesale, categorical defiance of the powers of Congress by denying us the information that we seek to obtain, which is our right and which is our need. And we are going to get it, and we're going to get it by empowering Congress to go to court to enforce our subpoenas. I'm happy to yield, and I reserve the remainder of my time.